Right. Today it is the second lesson. Yesterday I told you that when you learn English literature, there are some terms that you should know. First one I said protagonist. I said protagonist. Protagonist means the main character of the story. It is the protagonist. Now, for you, there is a short story called Eugene. In that story, a 19-year-old girl called Eugene is the protagonist, right? Right. After that, you should know the word themes. Theme. Theme means the major idea that the writer wants to tell. Theme means the major idea that the writer wants to tell, right? There can be major themes as well as sub-themes. Major themes mean major idea. Sub-themes are also there. So there are many type of themes. Themes can be love, education, society, death, violence, politics. There can be many themes. Sometimes a single story can contain several themes, more than one theme. Right, like this theme. Right, like this. Theme is the major idea. Theme is the major idea that the writer is trying to tell in the novel, short story, or poem. A poem. Yes. In a story or poem, there can be more than one themes as major theme and sub-themes. Yes. Yes, there can be different themes as love, education, society, death, violence, politics, nature, etc. Yes. Right. After that, point of view. point of view. Term 3. Right? In a poem or a short story or novel, there is a point of view. Point of view is this. There are 3 point of one. First person point of view. First person point of view. Hurry. Okay. That means the story opens as IOV. IOV. We say this narrator. It's a second narrator. Third, 3 narrator. Make a 3 narrator. Right, like this. NARRATOR. In any literary work, literary, LITERARY, literary work, one who tells the story, one who tells the story is called narrator. Is called narrator. One who tells the story. Right? Kataw kiyana kena is the narrator. After that, right? Point of view. Point of view. Right. This means about the narrator. Now there are several point of views. One is first person point of view. That means narrator is IOV. Other one, second person point of view. Person point of view. This is very rare. This is very rare. Narrator is usually you. The story begins as you. Right? For example, you have a story called Things Around Your Neck. Shimamanda Adichie, Goshi Adichie. In that, narrator is you. Narrator addresses as you. 3. Third person point of view. Third person point of view. That means narrator is either, no, anyway, he, she, they, or any name. Or any name. Right? For example, I said, now that your story, Ulin, the narrator uses the term she and Yulin, and then it is third person point of view. You have a Sri Lankan short story Action and Reaction. Lokunanda is the protagonist, and narrator says she. Right, like this. Point of view means the narrator's person. Yes. Therefore, there are 3 types of point of view as one. First person point of view. First person point of view. Right. This means the narrator is IOV. 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 Right. To second person point of view. To second person point of view. Right. This means the narrator opens the story as you. As you. Using inverted comma you. Huh? Yes. For example, in our syllabus, we have a short story called Things Around Your Neck. Things Around Your Neck. And in that, the writer opens the story as you. As you. Right. Next one. Third person point of view. Third person point of view. Right. This means the writer opens the story with he, she, it. He, she, it. Or any name. Any name. Right. Hurry. Narrator, point of view, protagonist, themes. Now you know. Hurry. You should also know some devices of poetry. Devices of poetry. Devices of poetry, we also tell techniques of poetry. Devices, if not techniques of poetry. Hurry. When we learn English literature, all of those who did literature know these things, but I have to remind you of it because all of you haven't learned literature. Without O-level literature, you can do A-level literature, right? You can learn it, but it depends on the school and the principles, right? Many schools, there are no students this time. Therefore, outside students can enter, right, major schools. Hmm? Right. There are some techniques of poetry. Right. One. Technique one. Simile. Simile. Now you may ask, why do you tell? No, when we study poems and other things, these are essential, okay? Even writing answers, simile. Simile means the poet equates someone or something to another one or another thing using as or like. As or like. For example, she is a girl like a boy. She is a girl like a boy. Okay. Okay. He acted as a lawyer. He acted as a lawyer. So these 2 points, like a boy, as a lawyer, if we meet this type of things in a poem, we say that is a simile. Is it okay? Right. Today this is second lesson. Now, first I have to explain you the background. Otherwise, you will meet problems. Yes. Right. Now there are about 20 students in the group. This is second class. Your other class now syllabus 1/3 is completed. I will join you in future with that class. There are 20, except me 22. Mean 20 maybe. They may come in future. Right. Now they are going here and there and searching classes, she is a girl like a boy. All right. Simile mean that. Now write the topic devices of poetry, not techniques of poetry. Write like this. When we learn English literature, we should know devices or techniques of poetry. Devices or techniques of poetry. Yes. Right. When we analyze poems, these things are important. Yes. One, simile. Simile. Yes. Simile means the poet uses, poet equates something or someone to another thing or another thing or another one using as so like yes. Example, she is like a boy. Yes. Next, he acted as a lawyer. Yes. After that, metaphor. Second metaphor. Metaphor means poet uses direct equation. Equate something directly. For example, elephant man, girlish boy. Right? We can convert metaphor to simile also. For example, elephant man like an elephant. ඒක සිමිලියක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. Man like an elephant කියන එක metaphor එකේදී කියනවා elephant man. Girl like a boy කියනවා simile වලදී. It can be converted to metaphor girlish boy. Right, like this. Metaphor is any direct equation in a poem. Example, elephant man, girlish boy, elephant man, girlish boy, right. After that, imagery. Imagery means poet uses any imagination, right? Example, in dream, an angel came to my room. In dream, an angel came to my room. Now, angel is an imagination, not real. It's a non-realistic thing. Right. This means the poet uses any imagination in the poem. Example, in dream, an angel came to my room. In dream, an angel came to my room. Now, angel is non-realistic thing. It is an imagery. That is imagery, yes. 4. Flashback. Flashback. Flashback means the poet refers to something that happened in the past. Something happened in the past. Right. For example, one day I stood under this tree when heavy rains fell. Now, this is not a poem line. I just said example. It is not a line from a poem. I just gave example. Right. One day I stood. It's a past thing. Something happened in the past. That is, something happened in the past. So we can say it is a flashback. Right. Right, like this. Flashback as a technique, as a poetic technique. Flashback as a poetic technique is that the poet refers to something that happened in the past. That happened in the past. Yes. For example, one day, I stood under this tree when heavy rains fell. ඒක ලියාගන්න ඕන. Right. Right. For example, in our syllabus, we have to learn the poem Chimney Sweeper by William Wordsworth. Yes. Throughout this poem, this technique can be seen. Right. The narrator says, in order to when my mother died, I was very young. I was very young. All right. Yes. Right. Okay. I think you wrote it. Yes. Next technique, foreshadow. Foreshadow. Foreshadow means the poet speaks of something that will happen in future. The poet speaks of something that will happen in future. Sorry. Write like this. Foreshadow. Foreshadow means the poet speaks of something that will happen in future. Yes. For example, in our syllabus, we have to learn the poem Ode to a Nightingale, Ode to a Nightingale, by John Keats, and in that poem, we come across can meet, come across a line away, 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 for I will, for I will fly to thee, away, away, for I will fly to thee. That means something happen in future, will. Right. After that, next technique, repetition. Repetition means in a poem, same word occurs more than one time. Now here, same poem by John Keats, away, away are twice. So it is called repetition. When we analyze poems, we mention that. Right like this. Repetition means the poet uses the same word several times. Yes. For example, In above poem by John Keats, we see the word away twice. Yes. Therefore, that is repetition. Yes. After that, personification. Personification. Personification means the poet gives human attribute to non-living things. Animal, sometimes animal or non-living things. Right? Right, like this. Personification means the poet gives human attribute, Manasik Gunange, human attribute to an animal or non-living things. All right. For example, in our syllabus, we have the poem To a Snowdrop, by William Wordsworth, and in that poem, the poet speaks to a flower just like speaking to a human friend. Sorry, it's a technical fault. Next on hyperbole. Hyperbole means poet exaggerates. අතිශෝක්තියෙන් කරනවා. Exaggerates. Someone or something. Yes. Right. Hyperbole means the poet exaggerates someone or something. Yes. For example, in our syllabus, we have to study the poem fisherman mourned by his wife. Fisherman mourned by his wife. Written by Patrick Fernando. Yes. In that poem, the young widow exaggerates her husband as a genuine and chaste person. C-H-S-T-E. C-H-S-T, chaste person. Right. After that, allusion. Right. Allusion means a poet refers to another language or literature. Poet refers to another language or literature when writing English poem. Right like this. Allusion means the poet refers to religion also, another language, literature or religion when writing English poems. Right. For example, in our syllabus, we have to learn the poem Rape of the Locken by Alexander Pope. And in that poem, the poet brings out many instances from Greek literature. Many instances from Greek literature. Next, enjambment. That means there is no any order of the poem. Enjambed, everything enjambed, mixed. Yes. difficult to understand. Right. Enjambment. Vachane pena, can you see the word? Yes. This means the poem is difficult to understand and there is no any order. Yes. Right. Okay, those techniques are enough for you. And you should know rhyme scheme or end rhyme or rhyming pattern. Try the topic. Rhyme scheme, end rhyme or rhyming pattern. Now I send you a poem, one syllabus poem. Poem now I am not going to discuss. Poems now katapalan dan karan wenawa. Right. Our Dekatinan, you have 2 years. Therefore, you have to study. There are some lone poems you can't learn by heart. For example, Rape of the Lock is a lone poem. You can't, but several lines you should study. You should remember, and you have to learn by heart them. Keep in your memory. Now I send you the very first poem in your syllabus. And this is the very first poem you have to learn in the syllabus. Sonnet 71, William Shakespeare. Rhyme scheme means how the last line of the poem ends. Now see here. Now in this poem, Sonnet 71, right? Your first poem. Last line, first one, behold. Behold. Hurry. Second one, hang. Hang. Third one, called. Next one, sang. Next day. Other one, west. Other one, away. Rest. right? Fire, lie, expire, buy, strong, lawn. We consider the sound of the last word. Huh? Sound of the last word. We call that end rhyme. For example, now here. Behold, behold. We see another word equal to this, behold. So, cold is equal. Behold, cold. Idaka samana, behold, cold. So, we say this one A. So, this one also A. Then we take second word, hang. It's different sound B. Sang equal to that. Day, another sound. We say she. West, another sound D. Again, away, day away, way. Way, C. Rest E. This one F. This one, sorry. Rest again D. Equal west. Then fire E. Lie F. Again expire, again E. Lie by equal F. Then this is different. So we say G. Right. So in this poem, end rhyme means A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? This is called end rhyme. Right, like this. End rhyme or rhyme scheme means how the sound of last word of every line of a poem ends. Example, in our syllabus, the very first poem is Shakespeare's Sonnet 71. Sonnet 71. Yes. The rhyme scheme of the poem is like this. Write this and write me mark. Right. Okay. Right. Therefore, the end rhyme scheme, rhyme mean pattern 3 are same. End rhyme of this poem is A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. A B A B C D C D E F E F G G. Right. Okay. Today there are no students. Therefore, today is Friday. Tomorrow you are not going to schools, you know. Are you going to school tomorrow? No. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Please join for 1 hour. I will send the message. And after that, we can discuss opening things, beginning things. And next Saturday, we can start the syllabus. Right. Today I stop here. Goodbye.